So in creating and solving equations, we're going to be working with word problems, and anytime we are creating equations, that means we're doing it from a word problem. So for this problem, we're going to have some information. We have Aaron's information, and we're going to have Alice's information, and it's about their bowling scores. So we have Alice's score is twice the difference of Aaron's score and 5. Then we have that the sum of their score is 320. And we have to find each of their bowling scores. So let's start with their sum is 320. So the word is means equal. And their sum, their scores, that means if I add Alice plus Aaron, their score is 320 together. I need to find a variable, so I need to figure out what my variable is going to be, and I don't know what that is yet, but it's going to be made up of something, and we have to figure out what that variable is. So before we do that, we know it's going to be something about Alice's information. So something about Alice's information, and then we're going to have Aaron's information. And we're going to go back, and we're going to read the equation one more time, and we're going to state and read what's important. Aaron and Alice are bowling. That just tells me the two people who are bowling. That's it, and the information we need to find. But on the second sentence where it says Alice score, so we know Alice's score is, that means equal, twice means 2 times something. I don't know, maybe 1 letter, 2 letters, or maybe, and then, or more. Then it says difference. Difference means minus. So we're going to go minus something. Minus what, 2 things. On the next piece, it says we're going to subtract Aaron, the difference between Aaron and 5. So let's just say Aaron is little a. So little a minus 5. So now we know that Alice's information is twice Aaron minus 5. Since the rest of the information doesn't tell me anything about Aaron, I'm going to say since this A is Aaron, Aaron's just going to be little a. So all of our information is about in terms of Aaron's information. So we're going to have Aaron, A is Aaron's bowling score. Okay, now all we have to do is substitute the values. So I know that Alice is 2 times A minus 5, plus I know that Aaron is A, and if we add their 2 scores together, it was 320. Now all I have to do is distribute the 2 times everything inside the parentheses. So I'm going to have 2A minus 10 plus A is equal to 320. I'm going to combine my like terms. So 2A and A are going to be 3A minus 10 is 320. I'm going to add the 10 to both sides. And I'm going to have 3A is equal to 330. Divide both sides by 3, and I'm going to get A is 110. This means this is going to be Aaron's score. But I still need to figure out what Alice's score. There's 2 things I could do. I could get this 110 and plug it in here and figure it out. Or the easy way, I know that 320 is both of their score, and I just found Aaron's score. So all I have to do now is go 320, which is their combined score, subtract Aaron's score, and I'm going to find out that Alice's score is 210. So that's going to be Alice right here. So now I'm going to just write my sentence. I'm going to have Alice's score was 210 and Aaron was 110. So now this is my final answer. This problem is a lot like the last one that we did, but instead of about 2 people, it's 3 people. And in this one, we have Mari, Carlos, and Amanda that collect stamps. Carlos has 5 more stamps than Mari. And we have that Amanda has 3 times as many stamps as Carlos. And we want to know what their information is altogether if they have 100 stamps. So that means if I go Mari plus Carlos plus Amanda, they have a total of 100 stamps. So I still need to figure out what my variable is going to be and what it is in case of. But I do know that I have 3 people in the situation. I have Mari, which I don't know what her information is yet. We're going to go back and read. We have Carlos. And we have Amanda. So we're going to go back and read this one more time and see if what we can find. It says, Mari, Carlos, and Amanda collect stamps. That doesn't give me any information. Just tell me the 3 people. The second sentence says, Carlos has 5 more stamps than Mari. That does. So Carlos has, so that means Carlos is equal to something. 5 more, that means plus 5. So 5 more or positive 5 stamps than Mari, plus Mari. So we have 5 plus Mari or S. So let's just make that M and S because we're talking about stamps, Mari stamps. So let's just say now S is the number of stamps that Mari has. Okay, because Carlos' information is it's 5 plus whatever stamps Mari has. And then it says Amanda has 3 times means multiply. So 3 times as many stamps as Carlos. So 3 times Carlos. But we know that Carlos is 5 plus S or S plus 5. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's just distribute right here. So that'll be 15 plus 3S. So this is what we're going to plug in the equation. So that means that Mari is just S because we said that was Mari's. S is the number of stamps that Mari has. So now we're going to substitute. We're going to have S for Mari. Carlos is going to be 5 plus S. And Amanda is going to be 15 plus 3S equals 100. We're going to combine our like terms. So we have, and that 3 is a 3, 4, 5. That's 5S. And we have the 5 plus the 15, that is 20, is equal to 100. Subtract 20 from both sides. You're going to get 5S is equal to 80. Divide both sides by 5, and you're going to get that S is equal to 16. This right here is Mari's number of stamps. So now we know that Mari is 16 stamps. And then we know S is 16, so 16 plus 5 is 21. And then we know that Carlos was 21, so 21 times 3 is going to be 63 stamps. So our final sentence is going to be Mari has 16 stamps, Carlos has 21 stamps, and Amanda has 63 stamps. So this is our final answer. Our final question for today is a perimeter one. It says a rectangular garden has a fence of all sides of 256 feet of fencing. So what that means is if I add all these around, that's what perimeter is. If I add all the 2 lengths and the 2 widths, my perimeter would be 256 feet. Okay, then they say that the garden is 8 feet longer than its width. So we know that this is width and this is our length. It says that our length is 8 feet longer than our width. So width plus 8 or 8 plus width, doesn't matter. I do not know what my width is, so I'm going to be using the W. For the people who forgot, our formula is P is equal to basically length plus width plus width. But since we know how to combine like terms, this is basically 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And now we're just going to substitute information. So I know that the perimeter is 256, so that's my P, so 256. I know that my length is W plus 8. I do not know what my width is, so that's just going to stay W. I'm going to distribute everything inside. So I'm going to have 256, 2W, plus 16, plus 2W. I'm going to combine my like terms on the right side. So now I'm going to have 4W plus 16. I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. 256 minus 16 is 240 equals 4W. Divide both sides by 4, and I'm going to get that the width is equal to 60 feet. Since I know that the width is 60 feet, that's this piece right here, so this is 60. So this is going to be 60 plus 8, so that means length is 68 feet. So if I write my sentence, it's going to say the length is 68 feet, and the width is 60 feet. And that would be our final answer.